Canelo versus Triple G Part 3 is reportedly done. Obviously, everything's postponed with the things that are going on around the world, and I made some time to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel when you guys click on that link. So appreciate everybody who's used it already, especially at a time like this. You know, everybody's locked down, shut down, cities not moving the same, stores closed. So if you're quarantined up like me and you want to get a ESPN Plus, they do have like a backlog of fights. They have docuseries and things like that. You can do that. Click on the link. You can also bundle it with ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu. All three of those apps for $12.99. And again, it does help the channel. Now let's talk about it. Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin. Now, I didn't even make a video when the day the news first broke, because really this fight is not a high priority for me. Like it's just there, you know. I'll watch it. I'm a fan of boxing, but I'm not really hyped about it like some maybe. I think this fight has lost its luster, but the reports have come out, and the reports are suggesting that this fight is now, they convinced, basically Dazn wanted this fight last year, and Canelo, being stubborn in his ways, he wasn't trying to give him the fight. But Dazn, I guess, talked to him. I don't know if they had to sweeten the pot, offer him more money, or if he's, you know, taking out more money for the fight. I don't know, but they're saying it could happen at the AT&T Stadium in September. Obviously, things are pushed back because we don't know what's going to happen and how long this quarantine and coronavirus is going to go on. But Canelo, from the reports, it sounds like he was going to fight Billy Joe Saunders as an interim fight, which would be a title fight in another weight class. And then Golovkin was scheduled to fight Kamil Szeremeta in the Forum. Now these two things are in limbo with the coronavirus, so I don't know what happens there. This is possible that, depending on how long this situation lasts, that they don't get an interim fight, or it's possible that they do still have the interim fight. You know, one thing I never understood about Dazn is, why does Canelo have to have a tougher schedule and at least better names? Like, this is not even a name, and this is coming from a person who I didn't even want to see the Kovalev fight like that, or the Triple G3. But you can't disregard the fact that Canelo Alvarez, right, fighting Kovalev at 175 in Triple G in the third fight, a guy who he's already had 2 tough fights with, shared the ring for 24 rounds. You can't deny the fact that that's much harder than Steve Rolls. You know, Derenchenko was a solid name, and then Kamil Szeremeta. So I don't understand why Canelo is treated the same way, but Triple G has equity in the company and things like that. How does he have equity in the company, and he gets to have 2 of his 3 fights on Dazn have all been light touches, while Canelo's doing the heavy lifting, fighting the better competition, which is what he's done through his career. Canelo on Dazn fought Rocky Fielding. Obviously, that's not, you know, that was more of a tune-up fight, but he also fought a unification with Danny Jacobs. You know, he fought Kovalev, which at least was, even though I knew Kovalev was not the same and it was an advanced cherry pick, he's still a guy in a bigger division with the punch. You see what I'm saying? Who had knocked out Anthony Yard. So you have to give him at least that. And then if he fights Billy Joe Saunders, that's much better than Kamil Szeremeta, even though Billy Joe Saunders, I've already told you my issues with how Canelo's selecting his opinion or his opponents. But, you know, it's just weird. It's like Triple G has the cakewalk schedule, and I have no idea why they want this particular fight to go on so bad, to the point where it's like they'll stop at nothing. I just feel the people who work at Dazn really don't know boxing. They can't be lifelong boxing fans, because for some reason they're hell-bent on this, thinking that this is the end-all be-all that fans want. And there's so many fights that have come and gone and built up. Like, you know, you have new trilogies like Wilder versus Fury 3. You got Teofimo Lomachenko. You got Dubois versus Joe Joyce. There's a lot of real good fights and things going on in the sport of boxing, where I feel people aren't just waiting anymore for one particular fight. It's like people wanted to see Joshua versus Wilder. Joshua's team was playing, in my opinion, and they just moved on, and we never got that fight to this day. So people are like, it's like people aren't going to do the Mayweather-Pacquiao thing again, where we wait 5-6 years and debate and argue with each other and at each other's throats while they keep getting rich and then ultimately get real rich, real rich by finally fighting after building up. That formula, it doesn't really work in this digital space at the moment, because there's different ways for people to watch these fights, if you know what I mean. So as far as Canelo Triple G, I think the fight to me has overstayed its welcome. I think a lot has changed since the first two. This has no steam, especially with Triple G having a cakewalk schedule, minus the Derevyanchenko fight, a fight that I thought he lost. So it's like, beating Steve Rolls, and then if he goes forth with the Camille Says Meta fight and really losing, he should have lost. I have no idea how 3 judges felt it was a unanimous decision for Golovkin, but he really should have lost that fight. And that was the Derevyanchenko fight. So the other 2 fights were give me fights that you were clearly supposed to win or are clearly supposed to win. And then your one tough fight, you really lost to the guy. And Canelo even confirmed this. In his opinion, Canelo did an interview. You can Google this. And he says that we all seen Derevyanchenko beat Triple G. So if Canelo himself is admitting that Triple G should have lost his last fight, fighting a guy with 21 fights and 5 knockouts that no one's ever heard of in California doesn't seem like a big momentum builder fight headed into Canelo Triple G 3. And then even the Billy Joe Saunders fight, obviously that's a better name than Camille Says Meta, but Billy Joe Saunders, he's not coming off a great performance. It's just like this keeps happening, So let me know what you guys think. I don't know how many videos I'm going to make about Canelo Triple G 3, but they're saying it's a done deal. It just is really not as interesting to me. I just feel like there's so many other fights that it's like, whether they're big blockbuster fights or not, I would rather see those fights than Canelo Triple G. It's like, what's up with Canelo versus Charlo in Texas? Why not do that in Texas? Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade. Canelo versus David Benavidez in Texas, right? A Mexican-American and a Mexican on the so-called quote-unquote Mexican dates. Why not that? Canelo versus Beterbiev, or any of those same people, Caleb Smith versus Golovkin, or any of the other people I just named for Canelo, for Golovkin, especially Golovkin, because he's about to be 38, and who has he fought? And then when you look at the names he has fought, they were all controversial. He didn't show major separation in the Jacobs fight, the Derevyanchenko, or the Canelo fights, to the point where it's disputed who won. So I don't know where Dazn feels like this is the ticket, but they think this is what the fans want. Let me know in the comment section how excited you are on a scale of 0 to 10 for Canelo Triple G 3. You see, normally on news like this, if it's a fight I'm excited for, the video's a bit more prompt. And realistically, I know we're in a troubled time, uncertain times with the Rona, but I haven't even heard anyone talk about this that much. I haven't seen on my home feed or subscription feed a bunch of videos about Canelo versus Triple G 3. I think part of it was the day the information came out. Another reason I didn't make the video was that was the same day that Roger Mayweather was announced that he had passed. So to me, I'd rather make that video, and I did make that video, informing the public. So it actually released the information on a day that was kind of bad. The reports came out the same day as the announcement that the Black Mamba had passed. So that's I just remember that as I'm recording. I remember that was another reason why I didn't get around to making the fight video. But other than that, I just don't feel it. Like, what I'm saying? It's cool, but I would rather see the Charlo or Andre fight, which I told you Canelo wasn't going to fight. So I just keep getting it right. New media. Shout out to everybody for subscribing. If you are listening to the video and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I post daily content, do live streams, cover the fights, You know, we talk this boxing, fight, and combat sports. Also, sign up for ESPN Plus or the ESPN Plus bundle with Hulu and Disney Plus. Link in the description. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.